Welcome to the Center for Project-Based Learning at the Australian College of Kuwait. What is project-based learning, or for short, PBL? Well, it's learning based on carrying out projects. You will carry out projects in small teams of students, and while you do this, you will learn content and skills for those subjects. So PBL is not a subject in itself. It's a learning approach you will use to a variety of subjects here at ACK. Well, why do you want to use a PBL approach to learning? Because there is a lot of evidence around the world that PBL is more effective. You will learn content and skills in a more effective manner. Also, PBL is engineering. The rest of your engineering life will be PBL. You are involved in projects, and while you work on projects, you will continue to learn. Well, how do we do PBL here at ACK? You will work and learn in small groups based on a set of learning outcomes, and you will be assessed against these learning outcomes. So PBL is about becoming engineers from now. Before we will see what some of your colleagues think about PBL, I want to use this chance to wish you all the best for your journey to become engineers.
I expected PBL to be a theoretical course rather than being practical, like equations, problems, and not actual meetings and something practical.
Before starting any PBL course, you expect a lot of things, especially from your professor, the people you're going to be working with. So basically, you're just expecting a lot of things, but you have really no idea about what's going to happen until you start doing it with your friends or random people or your professors you're seeing for the first time. So you're just expecting to be working in teams on random projects, and that's it.
I actually had no idea what to expect. They kept on telling me you had to do research and you have to understand and you teach yourself, but I was not prepared for it at all.
I thought it's going to be simple since I think it's all related with the previous courses, and I already know how PBL works, what should I need to do, when do I need to do it, where do I need to do the work. So I thought it's going to be simple, but again, stressful.
It was very new to us. We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into because it's very different from our previous learning. We had to work with different people, new people that we met. It was shocking at first because it was very foreign to us. But as we went through it, we got to know other people, know different styles of learning, implement our learning in a different way. So as we went into it, it was a little bit less stressful.
I just expected it was going to be a lot of projects. But when I came, they told me it's only going to be one project that we're going to be working on throughout the whole semester.
I expected it to be really hard, from asking students from previous semesters. Most of them said that it was going to be very, very hard, and I didn't expect it to be this easy.
Well, before, in all PBL courses, it was more of was concerned more with management. This course, I'm more interested in hands-on project. So I'm expecting it to be more hands-on, and we're designing and we're doing whatever type of project it is. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be exciting.
I didn't expect a lot, so I tried to learn new things. That's it.
It's going to be stressful, too much work, but it's not going to be hard and it could be accomplished.
It was really hard on me, and then I realized that it was the easiest course from them all.
Well, when the professor was explaining the things to us and we were all sitting there, we thought that this course alone is going to take up a lot of time from our daily routine and stuff, but it's not like that. It's actually quite the opposite of it. Whatever you do in the class stays in the class. You don't really have to go home and spend hours and hours writing and just figuring out stuff that you have no idea about. It's actually you do stuff in the class and then you basically go home and then finish whatever you started in basically half an hour, maximum an hour. That's it. That's all it takes. So that's what happened to us. We were expecting that it's going to take a lot of time from our social life and stuff, but that doesn't really happen.
Well, at the very beginning it was very interesting and I was very excited. And then when my doctor said the list that must be done till this course that must be tackled, I was a bit, it's too much. But then when I revised each task, I think it would be tackled, and it's easy if you could do it each at a time.
I actually had a really good impression because I got what I expected, which is I have to actually work by hands and everything. And this previous courses, mechanical students didn't do too much, so this course, they actually have a lot of things to actually interact with us in the workshop.
Actually, this PBL course, especially this one, it was different than the other ones because we actually had to build something. When it comes to the other courses, what happened was we only got to design. But now, what's interesting is that we had to design and then actually build what the other teams designed. So this is a very positive thing, so that we actually shows teamwork on not only with designing phase, but working with people, and time management was a very, very huge thing when coming with this course.
This course in particular, I thought it would be the same as the last one, only planning and giving not actual an actual design. I wasn't expecting to be building an actual bridge. The previous course was we were planning to build buildings, but there were no buildings actual being built. So it was rather than giving numbers instead of doing actual calculations for this particular course.
I wondered how I was going to actually pass the course because we had to work in the workshop and we've never worked in the workshop before. And we had to actually create something, and that was going to be the first time that we physically create something. Usually we just research about it and write information, so it was an interesting course to have.
When I started this course, I worked with people I don't know. I just met them, so I was a bit stressed. I'm not sure if they do work or they just count on me. So, but then I get to know them, and it's fun working with civil engineers as a mechanic and things like this.
They put you in a job environment. It's actually the PBL to prepare you for what's gonna happen in your job. So there is a task, there is a problem, you have to work with the other engineers to solve it. Either that you're gonna be at the same page, or each of you have a different opinion about something, but you have to meet up at the same point so you can finish the job.
PBL is it's an environment that we're going to be familiar with in the future. So we're working with projects that we're going to be working in reality for in the coming future. So it's basically simulating an environment for our benefits and without actually getting us into the thing that we are getting prepared for.
What I like the most is that it's teaching me more about myself and more about how to become an engineer. It's making me think about each problem in a different angle and a different way than any normal person. So even in real life, if I'm tackled with any problem, I'm able to solve it in a different way or see it from a different angle than any normal person.
I think that PBL courses prepare you to the future. You're gonna work in companies. You're gonna know what to do, how work is gonna be done. So in comparison with the traditional courses, I think PBL is gonna prepare you better for the future as an engineer.
I liked how it prepared us. It made me more confident with myself. I got to learn how I can deal with different stuff in different situations.
The spaghetti and marshmallow project was a fun challenge. It was easy meeting new people. So I believe that's really good for us because after bachelor's, we're all going to be working in a new environment with new people. So knowing new people from new fields is a good thing for us.
I like most because I have to work in something new. Like today we just did the marshmallow challenge. It was fun, and I did the brick as a mechanical engineer. This is my first time doing concrete and things like this. I'm working with other people in civil engineers.
Like when you have a job, like the same thing. I think that's, and you have problems you need to solve and work on. That's what I like about it. So it's like real life, kind of like
working in groups, doing my own calculations, my own theoretical approaches, and implementing them in real life or in real projects. So when going into the workshop, I saw my actual calculations being implemented.
I like the group work because as engineers, you don't work as an individual person, you always work as a group. So I feel like it kind of prepared us for the actual engineering world because you don't get to pick your groups either. You work with the people and you have to figure out a way how to communicate and get along.
Target locked.
Without PPL, you wouldn't know what you're doing when you become an engineer in the future. Back in diploma days, we got to choose the groups where we wanted to be in, but in PPL, you're put in specific groups by the professor for you to actually communicate with other people that you don't know, so that it helps you with your communication skills in the future.
I think it prepares us for a future because a lot of the times we're going to be faced with a question or a project or something that we have to do, and we're not going to have a doctor or a teacher or someone to guide us. We're going to have to figure out how to do it on our own. And this is basically an introduction to the real life that's going to be catching up to us very soon.
It teaches me how to work something outside my field and research about it and write it down as a report and work with people I don't know outside my major and work on new things mostly.
It makes me more self-confident and teach me how to solve my problems in my own way.
PBL is basically like it's like putting you in a work environment so you can see yourself and what you can improve on. It's a good practice for work. It's a one way of professional learning, and it will give you the skills that you would need to implement while you're working.
Dealing with problems, dealing with people who actually doesn't work. Solving problems, managing time, managing resources, managing general management, actually.
There's a lot of skills in PBL, and one of them is like managing our time. That's a main part because I had lots of trouble with managing my time before, and also like meeting new people, as I said before. And I believe the new learning technique from PBL is that you don't study something and then you take an exam in it. You search for the information. You deliver the information to the instructor. So that's a new technique of learning for us.
Because as an engineer, whatever you will work on in the future, you will have problems. You will have expectations. You have deadlines you need to work on. So you need to work on time. You need to finish everything on time, and everything needs to be perfect. So the end, because an engineer you need to have a perfect project at the end, not that that has something missing or that's it. So it will help you.
As somebody that's worked in the industry for about 9 years now, I can say that it does help because the same type of dynamics that happens in these groups also carries on to the professional world. Because there's always, even in the professional industry, people that don't want to work, people that take long to respond and answer to their tasks, and it delays the project and causes havoc. So to learn how to deal with them now, that actually will have a positive impact in carrying over to the professional world as well.
Actually, me being someone who's employed, I actually work at the Kuwait Oil Company. I feel like it helped me a lot. It also, and whatever we do in class, I actually do the same thing at work. Teamwork and communication is very, very important, especially when, back on semester 1, when we did the PBL course, they said that they want us to communicate via emails and stuff. We found it funny at that time, but now I see it very, very interesting aspect of PBL because it shows professionalism with other people.
You're teaching us skills, communication skills, dealing with problems while working in teams. Like you're working in an environment that's reflecting a real environment, and that's it. You're just getting prepared for it.
They should focus on the course.
For the new students, I think you need to work on time. You need to work on time, daily. You need to reflect daily on everything, work, research on everything. If you have any problem, go to Dr. Martin and ask him if you have anything. And that's it, you need to work. You need to work non-stop. Because when you have a problem, if you solve that problem, you will see that you have another problem. That's it. Until the end. When you finish the whole project, hopefully everything will be correct.
PBL is one of the most important courses of engineering.
Make sure you're up to date in every single lecture. Don't keep all the way to the end of the semester, because then you're going to find a lot of pressure and you're going to be under a lot of stress. So make sure you have your work done up to date, and if you have any problems, don't hesitate to speak to your professor or your group members. Make sure you ask one another, help each other out. It's actually an easy course, but you just have to be up to date, and it's an awesome experience.
Don't shift your tasks to the week after, because later on you will find out it's going to be really difficult to keep up. Whatever happening like this week, the end of the week, just write it, finish your job, reflect on it. The reflective journal, you have to work like every 3 days, you have to write something.
You guys have to realize the importance of it, and you guys have to come up with a mindset that you guys are going to spend a lot of time on it, and not take it lightly, not take it for granted.
Also recommend them actually working regularly with the workbooks and the reflective journals, because if they keep everything till the end, they won't even actually have time to just do everything for the last minute. That's what I would recommend.
To get ready, they're not, and to work step by step, and not to keep things to the last minute.
The most important thing is to start as soon as possible, because if you're behind even a little bit, you're going to find yourself extremely overwhelmed. So research as much as you can, start as soon as possible. If you have any questions, ask immediately.
Work from day one. Communicate between each other. Don't put barriers between you and your colleagues. Ask too many questions, even if they were stupid questions. Keep asking. Do researches, fill up your workbook and reflective journal with all information you got. They may help you cover your learning outcomes when you don't realize covering them. Teamwork. This is a teamwork project, not an individual project.
To get feedback, always get feedback from the instructor. Always bring your work to class. Don't leave everything to the last minute.
Make sure you work on time and have a plan for your projects, what you're gonna do, what you're gonna write.
Take it with a grain of salt.
If I went back to the first semester, I would actually tell myself that stop working from day one, do everything day by day, and actually stick to your plans and stick to the Gantt chart that you guys made.
Take it easy. Don't stress yourself. Take it slow. Think about it. Don't overthink, and enjoy it.
Work on time. That's it. Work on time. Work on time.
PBL, new learning technique.
PBL, that's actually what's gonna be your job.
Engineering is not engineering without PBL.
The more you focus, the more easier it is.
PBL actually helps you look at the problem, look at it in different angles, in order to actually help you get less time having everything done.
PBL, I would say PBL is life lessons. Life lessons.
Maybe PBL, prepare for your future, yes.
Not off the top of my head, but you're either going to be the shark or the remora in the PBL project. So you have to choose your role.